My attractive female neighbor is completely paranoid. She thinks I'm following or even stalking her. She is worried that I may be obsessed with her, and any time she hears a noise in her house she is purified. Oh wait, petrified, sorry. It's not easy reading a diary through binoculars from a tree. Stalking, when two people go for a long romantic walk together, but only one of them knows about it. I recommend this definition to the Urban Dictionary. It's an old joke which concludes, when she knows. We go for a run instead. Charlie, I have mace. Mace runner. In my case it would be when he knows. We go for a run instead. Rose, is that you? Completely unrelated, an old man and his wife went over to visit their friends one evening. The men were sitting in one room, the ladies in another. The old man says to his friend. He says, Charlie, I understand y'all went on a nice trip. Yes, we did, replied Charlie, and we went to a fantastic restaurant. Oh? What was the name of the restaurant? We might like to go. And Charlie says, my memory is usually pretty good, but I don't recall. Hold on a second, what's the name of that flower that has a really pretty flowers on it and blooms, and it has thorns on it, and it smells really well? A rose? Yes, and he calls to his wife, hey, Rose, what was the name of that restaurant we went to? That one is the number 3 definition on UD, submitted by Whitney in January of 2018. It's a good one though, and we should give it some upvotes. Get it to second place, guys. So what are you into? I stalk people. Oh really? Well, I like nature and running. I know, this could be us, but you keep calling the cops. I don't like to call it stalking. I prefer the term aggressively shadowing. Unless you are super attractive, in which case it's just quirky and worthy of a rom-com. No, it's definitely still creepy. But yeah, rom-coms need to cut it out because they act like so much creepy-esque is cute, but it's true love, okay, but like that's stalking, or whatever it is in that case, right? Stalking is just when your roommate thinks they live alone. I was walking behind a girl last night, and after a few minutes of me walking behind her, she crossed the street. So I crossed the street too. She then sped up and I sped up too. She turned onto a side street and I went there too. She started running and I started running too. She started sprinting and I did too. She then ran past my house and I turned and went inside. Home. I still have no idea who we were running away from. Reminds me of much darker joke. An old man and a 5-year-old are walking into the woods at dusk. The 5-year-old grabs the old man's hand and says, it's dark. I'm scared. Old man looks at the kid and says, you're scared? I have to walk out of here alone. Mysterious sounds kind of romantic when you think about it. Is that where the whole 2 sets of footprints thing comes from? Funnier if you leave yourself out of it till the end. She thinks someone is following her or even stalking her. For sure, I feel the joke was going to be obvious either way, but you can definitely tell where it's going from the title, and it's still funny. You tell your joke, let him tell his. He's letting him tell his while offering advice. Let him give advice. I'm just here to support everyone. The woman walking in front of me started walking faster, so I walked faster too. Then she started running, so I ran too. Next she started screaming, so I screamed too. I never even saw what we were running from. LOL, that's funny. Yes, I see you are John Mulaney reference. You can learn a lot about paranoia by just following someone around for a few days. They aren't out to get you. I am. No one is living in your walls. I only visit. Great, you prepare someone breakfast in bed and the only thing you hear is who are you and what are you doing in my bedroom? IKR? I mean, you go through all this effort to not disturb the other person while cooking, and this is the thanks you get? DD. Day 32, I can see him writing about her again. Someday he will just turn around and finally see me standing behind him, waiting. When polled about what soap she uses in the shower, 9 out of 10 women said get the HL out of my bathroom. That works 10% of the time? Oh CP, I didn't know Dad was at it again. I'll go outside and get him out of that tree. Watch out so none of you gets run over while falling out of the tree. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend and I had a misunderstanding like this once. It wasn't funny at the time, but now we can sit back and laugh about it. It all good now though, we still see each other now and then, well, one of us does. I was seeing a girl for a year, until she started closing her blinds. My next door neighbors have just made ASX tape. Well, they don't know that yet. We all know who you are, George McFly. My girlfriend thinks I'm a stalker. To be fair, she's not my girlfriend yet. I'm not a stalker, I just admire from afar behind a sign. LO, well done, sir. Have an upvote. So you're a stalk on a tree. Big deal. Voyeurism is far less severely penalized than trespassing. Winky face. From the British TV show Coupling Jane, I'm being stalked. Actually, so I'm pretty secure in my attractiveness, Susan. You're being stalked? Jane. Is that so hard to believe? Sally. My GD Jane, every day on my way home from work. A man follows me, it's true, Susan. Well, have you been to the police? Jane. They said I was being silly and paranoid. I heard them laughing after I left, Sally. That's terrible, Susan. Well, have you confronted the man who follows you? Jane. Well, there's no point. Is there? It's never the same man twice. Sometimes they switch over when I'm halfway home. It's so well organized. I was seeing this woman for a while, till I lost my binoculars. My neighbor thought she had a stalker. I've been sitting outside her house for weeks now, and I haven't seen anybody. Tell her you've been watching very closely, and absolutely no one is stalking her. Female friend had a stalker. He tried to climb into her room, which was in the second floor. He grabbed a wire and end result, while he survived, his left hand is gone. The young couple next door to me have just made a SX tape. Of course they don't know it yet. I tell me, is it stalking if I follow her like all the way home without her knowing? Nah, NA, I'm just curious where she stay at. Besides, when I'm with her, this gon be the spot we lay at, and maybe I'll just drive by occasionally. J. Cole. So OP is the girl spying on the guy who was supposedly spying on her. Under your baby's playpen, I lay in wait adjacent, fastened the door. Remain impatient while staying complacent. When wife thinks you are stalking her after many years of marriage. Reminded me of the first scene of Little Nicky where John Lovitz is doing this to a random MILF. I imagine OP will come to a similar end. Where can I get neighbors like that attractive female? Only thing I can see from here is trees. My girlfriend says I am too curious. At least that is what her diary says. Seems like she's being unreasonable. I'm totally not stalking you. You're not even in any of these photos I took of your bedroom. That reminded me of someone's ex. Self-obsessed of who she is. This is far more concise. My attractive female neighbor is completely paranoid. She thinks I'm following or even stalking her. She is worried that I may be obsessed with her, and anytime she hears a noise in her house she mumbles something. I can't tell what it is though. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. See you on another video. Bye.